Hey guys, good morning. In today's video live, we are we are going to talk about depression, and then I have invited friends to come and watch and share their experience and their advices to people who are suffering from depression. If you are free to watch it Sunday, happy Sunday to everyone, to all my mahals. Please join us. And if you happen to watch this video and if you have questions to our guest, you are free to ask questions so you would understand if if you are suffering from depression. I would I would have 7 guests today. 2 of them are official or certified life coach, life coaches. We would be learning from them. Hi there.
Oh,
Wait.
I feel so nervous. Oh God.
You are. This is Miss Universe panel interview.
Oh, bring it on. Far away.
So we actually would like to invite people who are watching right now. You can share this
How to
YouTube
share? I
video.
don't know because I shared it with my friends, but I don't know how to share it. Oh, just the link or what?
Yeah, just I think you go into your Facebook or to my Facebook and share it.
Okay, the one you send in the messenger.
Right.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Actually, you go into my post. This live here, you will see a share button, and then
That's
share
correct.
it.
Yeah, that's correct pronunciation. Button.
Button.
It's like your mom giving you button.
Right. And we have another
Wait,
friend who just came in, and I can see his belly.
wait. I'm gonna
Jay.
share it.
Sorry, I'm trying to find a good
Spot.
uh yeah, because the light is not so good right now in my room. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, here, share, right? Oh, okay.
You guys share this so everybody can watch you. Um,
Okay.
Wait.
Right.
there you go.
I'm sharing
Okay.
it now.
Yeah, please
I
share.
wait. I need some books. Okay, there you go. Hi there, guys. I just woke up. Sorry.
I know it's too early. We should have done this in the afternoon, but it's Sunday.
Yeah, because I've been working my ass since the past few weeks, so I'm so tired.
Oh, shoot. I have a lot of people already here, but I didn't see that they came in. TOD is here. Live stream. TOD is in. Ray it says device not connected, so you probably have to uh,
But I can
go
hear
up.
you.
You can hear me? Okay. So we have
Yeah.
Theody, we have James, we have Carlos. Carlos is actually Alvin. Waiting for Ray,
Hey, hello.
and then waiting for the rest. Hold on. So you guys, you can speak something, promote your, what are you doing right now? Where is my friend? At the moment, we have 8 million viewers.
Okay.
Okay,
it's
let me share it.
I'm busy sharing the link.
Kirby is on.
Hey guys, how's it going?
How many of you there? Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need at least 4 more people. 6 of you. Wow, there's someone playing music here. So guys, if you're watching right now,
we're celebrating Father's Day here, so
I
probably
encourage you.
from our place.
Don,
I encourage you to share this video so everybody can watch your friends.
inform you that I'm on my way to Batangas.
David. Who's playing music?
From our place.
Hold on. Neil.
Okay, shared already.
Oh, David is here. So the more people we have, the smaller the size of your exposure on the screen.
Okay lang yan.
I really want to show your face kasi mga ano kayo face celebrities in the Philippines, in Thailand, in Japan, and New York City, especially in Manhattan.
And so
Public
are you doing?
speakers. Okay, hold on. TOD is here, and he's actually traveling to where? And David is here. Welcome to the group.
Hi, good morning. Is it? Yeah, it's still morning here in the Philippines.
Wow.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. We're just waiting for one person, and she is a French Cambodian friend of mine who's outside with the motorcycle. You guys can talk and say something.
Something.
I'd just like to say hi to Kirby. Kirby, long time no
Yeah.
see.
Yeah,
Hey.
Kirby.
I hope you still remember me.
Of course. Where are you now?
Japan.
Oh.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. TOD. 1 second. Yeah, I'm just trying to wait for another person, and then we have Sakonta.
Hi everyone.
Sakonta.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Okay,
hello.
She's from Thailand, right?
No,
Cambodia.
From Thailand.
Cambodia.
Cambodia. Sorry.
Oh, I'm from Thailand.
We're
Oh,
neighbors.
Yeah.
Okay, 1
I
second.
think some of us have been to Thailand once upon a time.
Oh, really? I used to work with Don before.
Ah,
That's
When he
okay,
was
teacher,
okay.
here,
yeah.
yeah, when he was here, yeah, I met him in the school. He was a famous teacher there.
Yeah, yeah,
Really
yeah. I know.
famous.
Yeah, that's why we
I,
became
I, I, I,
friends.
I I remember he was the head of the English department already.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
Right, Don?
yeah, but I wasn't able to meet you there. I was in Thailand for 15 years as well, but I was staying in
Oh,
Phuket.
really? So where did you stay, Bangkok? In Bangkok?
Yeah, I no in Phuket.
Oh,
But
Phuket.
I stayed in Bangkok for 3 months around 2015. I sang at Hard
Oh,
Rock Cafe.
Oh, Hard Rock Cafe. Okay. I met Don 2006. Don, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2006.
I'm sorry, I'm
So,
coughing in front of the mic.
Yeah, 2006. So we became friends from then. Then he left
I think
Thailand and
I
then he
think
went to Singapore.
I met Don 2006 too. As part of the Legends in Concert family in Phuket.
Yeah, he was Michael
He
Jackson.
was the Michael Jackson.
Yes,
He was the
exactly.
Michael Jackson of the group. And then I met Kirby through Don because they visited Koh Samui.
Yeah, I heard name Kirby from Don also, but we haven't met personally. So I just hearing a lot of so much of you from Don.
Kirby, how did you end up in New York?
Sorry.
How did you ended up in New York? You're in New York now, right?
Yes. Yes. So I was there in Thailand for like what, 17, 18 years, and
Wow.
yeah, and I got the. So I was like 8 years teacher, and then I built my video production company there, and then I expanded here in New York. Yeah, and that was, and now working here in New York. So yeah.
Okay, guys. Something is trying to enter the studio. Here you go. All right. I think we are ready. Don't show this again. So we have everybody. Actually, we do not have everyone here because I believe the others are still working and the rest are traveling. So let's start. For the viewers that we have right now, I do not have a lot of viewers. However, if you're watching this show and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's Don Diaz Official. I'm live on Facebook and at the same time on my YouTube channel. So thank you guys for the support. This forum right now, is it a forum or a discussion? This is just a discussion. This is not a what do you call this one? A Q&A. We're not joining a beauty contest. We're not joining Miss Universe.
How I wish.
Anyway, before we start with the discussion, I'm gonna introduce each of you, so you guys know who this person is, and let's start with this person. It's a guessing game, yeah. So you just have to wave your hand when I describe you. The first person that I'm gonna introduce used to be we used to work together in Thailand as teachers. We're teachers, and then he's an English and math professor, secondary professor at Triam Udom. Do you know Triam Udom in Thailand? If you've been there, and then Patanakorn, Thailand. So 2 universities at the same time. He wants to make more money. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend and Miss First Runner for Miss Universe 2020, Alvin Dizon.
Hello, guys.
That's him.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello.
Nice meeting you. Hello. Yeah,
Okay.
nice introduction. Don. Thank you.
Wait, my phone is ringing. All right. The next person that I'm going to introduce, I'm going to choose one. All of you are my good friends, right? This person is a photographer, graphic artist, And you know what's sad? His mom just died recently, and he went through the depression stage, whatever, because of that. And he's a CEU graduate, Bachelor of Science in Medical Technology, but his passion includes arts. And he's also my personal mentor. Even if we don't see each other, we keep in touch through Messenger. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Neil Santiago,
Good morning, everyone.
the one in white. I don't know how he is related to Miriam Santiago.
No, Neil Santiago is actually the whole name. My surname is Tayao.
Right.
So,
Okay,
I'm
the
just
next
using,
person.
you know,
Go ahead, Neil. You have
I'm just using the word Neil Santiago because so that people would easily understand or would easily, it's my brand recall.
all right. My next guest is a former 4th District Youth Club president for, it's actually under Department of Social Welfare, an active youth leader turned overseas entertainer. You know, guys, he was featured in Håkan's Bar show in Sweden and also featured as a Guitar Road show in Thailand and What Really Happened in Thailand show in Australia. Social. And a former Montessori College instructor. He was also our Robbie Williams during the Legends in concert in Koh Samui, Thailand. We were together working in a concert. And he has a very good voice for Tawag ng Tanghalan. Ladies and gentlemen, my very good friend who is now in Japan working in a hospitality business and at the same time an ESL or teaching English to Japanese people. That's Sonny Doloroso. Please wave your hand, Sonny, so they know you. Wave your hand. There you go. And my next guest
Or you can call
is
me.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
It's okay.
Go ahead. Our next guest
I
is
said
a
you can call me
celebrity.
James.
Okay, there's a delay. Sorry, guys. Our next guest is a celebrity, guys. If you know who's this famous comedian in ABS-CBN? Come on, tell me the name.
There's so many comedians.
Many of them.
Famous
Vice Ganda,
one. No,
Bong Navarro.
no.
He's a blogger, right?
He's also one of the vloggers.
Pokwang.
Celebrity, and he is
Lloyd Cadema.
he's the sales manager of one of the leading sales companies in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, Mohan Ray Villanueva in eyeglasses.
Hi, Don. Nahiya naman ako sa'yo. Hey, guys. I actually see some
Hello.
familiar faces here. Hi,
Who's
Kirby.
dog?
Hi, Neil.
They're dogs.
Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out? Let's wait for that dog to.
So they are my dogs. My apologies.
Hey, hi, Kirby.
There you go. Now, our next guest is Thailand in 2006. He is an ESL teacher for 8 years in Thailand as well. Owned 2 video production in Bangkok for 8 years. Wow. And founded an online English tourism video channel in Thailand. Worked and managed Miss Universe 2015 PIA Awards back for Women's Journey Thailand campaign. And currently, he's living and working in New York City as Director of Business Development for a technology company in Manhattan. Wow, did I say it? Manhattan.
Wow.
I'm so honored to have you here, Kirby James Repolido.
Hi guys, I'm glad to be here. It's 11 p.m. in New York City, alive and
Wow.
yes, alive and kicking.
And now I also have invited two very important people. They are public speakers. They are influential people around the world. And one is a certified life coach and a mental fitness coach. So now I realize that it's not just about physical fitness. It's also about making sure your mental health is important. And she is passionate about helping people realize that their true potential and create the life they want. And I met her in March, I believe, when she came and visited me, and I can see the energy and the way she speaks. It's unbelievable. This lady is a French Cambodian individual, and she is very nice to me, and I'm honored to have her here. Sukunta. Sukunta, how do you say your last name?
Ian, it's Sukunta Ian. Thank you very much, Don, for the introduction. I couldn't have done better. Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be here with you all. Thank you.
Right. And before we end the show later, you guys can promote your whatever you're doing, your business, appointments, and this is the way you can promote. As you know, we have 3 million viewers. I'm joking. And finally, one of the best speakers in the Philippines is here with us, my very good friend. He is a former professor and a former national lecturer, passionate about mental health. So it's actually it's timely and relevant to this discussion. He is a Master of Science in Clinical Psychology, and I remember he is the breadwinner in the family. You know what a breadwinner is? When there is a competition for eating bread, and he was the winner. I'm just trying to make you laugh. And his expertise: financial consultancy, psychotherapy, psychological assessment, and a unit manager handling team of 20 advisors. So it's a privilege to have him here today to speak about what he knows about depression. So can we give ourselves a round of applause, please, for being here? The topic for today's is, I think there's a delay. The topic for today is all about depression. Me, myself, I do experience depression, but I am not sure if it's depression. It might be just a drama. Because sometimes I cry, sometimes I do not want to eat, and that's why I'm skinny. I don't want to do activities that I used to love. And I was thinking about myself, is this depression? And that's why I invited you here. You currently are the people that will help me understand what depression is. So if you have experiences from before, and if you see a friend who is suffering from this, do you call it disease, David? I don't think it's a disease. I don't know. But it's treatable anyway. It's very important that we can share each other's opinion or anything that you know about depression, so everybody would be aware and I could be aware. This video is not all about gaining a lot of subscribers. This is all about learning about saving people's lives. Oh, Miss Universe, you know. So what is depression? Who could start and tell me what do you know about depression? Anyone volunteer?
All right, Don. So maybe I can break the ice.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm happy and it's a pleasure to be here. Currently here in the Philippines, we are celebrating Father's Day. So ayan, advanced or delayed Happy Father's Day greeting to all of you. And so, going back now to our main topic for this session. It's currently 11 a.m. in the morning here in the Philippines, and we'll try to make this as light as possible. Depression is a very heavy topic, no, coming from someone who has already had a lot of sessions with this material. It still is something that I would want to tread on carefully. No? But siguro to start it, depression is a mood disorder. So anyone in here knows how to distinguish mood from affect. Ayan. So we'll have two terms muna that we can define, no, before going further. No, so anyone who wants to volunteer, no, defining what mood is.
Right.
Mood is like mood is a for me. Mood is a state of feelings. So whatever you're doing in a day, so it depends. Me too. Sometimes I'm so moody. Me too. When I talk to people, if I don't like the person that I'm talking to, it shows in my mood that I don't want to talk to a person.
Right, exactly. And yeah, mood is an internal feeling, no? It's the internal representation of our emotions. No, you feel when you feel happy, you feel sad, you feel it inside, right? Now, when we talk about affect, how do we differentiate affect from mood? Anyone from the team? Yeah, so maybe I can do it now. So yeah, affect naman is the external expression of one's emotion. Okay, so if the mood is something that is personal, something that it's only you who is feeling the emotion, si affect naman, it can be observed by other people. Okay, if you feel, let's say for example, I will notice that Kirby has somehow is exhibiting a positive affect because it's showing no na he's currently smiling, na medyo may smiling face si Kirby. So yeah, so I would assume and also there we have ayan, hindi ko na mabasa yung names na maliit. There you go. Okay. So we have Sokonta. No, Sokonta is also smiling, so I can assume that her affect is a positive affect. No, it's a happy affect. So when we talk about depression, we will focus on the mood first. All right. It's very important that we identify first what's happening inside of us. No, when there is this trend niya wherein I don't think this person has a problem. You say this person always smiles, and you know this person appears to have a very positive affect. But that's not how depression goes. No, it's so much more than that. So I guess we can start from there. Go ahead, Don.
Very, very quick one. Can we all mute so it will not echo? If someone is speaking, then yeah, because it echoes. Can we just all mute?
Exactly. Okay, when someone's speaking, we have to mute.
We need to, okay.
Exactly. Okay, when someone's speaking, we have to mute.
Great. Who's speaking now?
Okay, so go ahead. So,
Yeah. I would like to add something about, but this is more from a yogic point of view, because I'm also a certified yoga teacher. And what I can say about depression, I would start with anxiety. So anxiety is like, it's a natural mental way to respond to a stressful and demanding situation in life, but it's natural. And then you can have two types of anxiety. You would have the positive anxiety that is called anticipatory anxiety, and then the traumatic anxiety, which is called panic anxiety. But in fact, anxiety at first, it's a natural way to respond to a demanding situation. And then it will depend how you decide to respond to it. And then if anxiety do last in time, then it will become depression. So when we feel anxiety, some people may think that it's the start of a depression. Not necessarily. It will just help you in the first place to anticipate a difficult situation. And then you can think about it and think about how you can cope with this situation. I'm going to take a very simple example, let's say you're living by a river and then there is a storm coming, you know it, and you're living by the river, so you're afraid of the flood. So what anticipatory anxiety can do, what would happen basically if you live there? You may think that, okay, so maybe I will just put all my stuff from the ground and put it a little bit elevated. So it has enabled you to anticipate the situation and to get prepared. So I just wanted to add this, that sometimes it comes from anxiety, and anxiety is not always a bad thing. It helps us to move forward as well.
I agree with Sakuntha. And also, can I just ask if we are talking about clinical depression, right? Clinical disorder. Am I correct? Or is it we're starting on the surface level, right? Emotions. Yes.
I suppose it's up to us.
Okay, so it's a free flowing conversation, right?
Goes.
You're right, Sakuntha. And there are a lot of studies that point out towards the interconnection of these, the interconnection of anxiety, mood disorders, and even stress. These are all interconnected. There is there is no pathway. No, there is no single pathway to determine the outcome of one's problem. But yes, it can start from anxiety, it can start from stress, it can even start from depressive feelings. And there.
Right. Okay. Anyone who could share their experience on the same issue?
Okay, I'm gonna jump in with what is. I think I came and joined in this a panel because I'm very passionate about this topic. When Kuya Dondi that's on Facebook, I messaged him privately. I think I want to use this opportunity to really have an impact to everyone, because here in the U.S., if I'm not sure if you guys have followed the Apple TV series The Me That You Can't See, they are really pushing a lot of effort to educate everyone about mental health issue. And I think I want, as an Asian guy who is from Cebu, Philippines, and now in Western country, I want to be able to tell them that it's okay to talk about mental health. It's really not that bad. I think this is the word that I grew up wondering, oh, you're crazy. Oh, that's negative. But depression, anxiety, loneliness, these are all mental health issues. And for the layman's term, depression is caused by something that you keep thinking about, something that already happened in the past that you can't change. Anxiety, that when you experience panic attacks, is something that you perceive future that you want to happen. You play a scenario in your head. So it's everything in your head. It's everything in your mind. And I am very passionate about it because last year I was hospitalized. I had a tachycardia. I had a very fast heartbeat because I was very stressed out about the pandemic. Living in New York City, we were the hot zone. It was bad, really bad. And for the past 3 years of my life, I had major changes. I moved from Thailand to the US with my business. I got married January 29, 2020, and then pandemic happened. So it was a major change in my life, and I did not know how to process it because I don't know about mental health. I did not know there is a way to process everything. So I had a big depression, anxiety combination that I could not sleep. Um, and so I was lucky enough that I got helped. I got a therapist, and I've been in a therapy session every week, and it changed my life. I have practiced for a year, more than a year now, every day meditation practiced, mindfulness practiced. And this is what I would like to put a message out there, that it's like when you are taking care of your body, that's physical health. This is mental health. So with all this like depression, anxiety, it's everything in the mind. And you know, your mind is your greatest instrument. You need to learn how to play it. And I really like to help how to do it. And I'm very passionate about, you know, telling you that it's what you're feeling, it's normal. And you don't have to be ashamed if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling personality disordered, whatever it is, it's totally okay. And I think this is the platform that I was very passionate when Kuya reached out to me, because I'm like, yes, I think if we can make an impact on this, I'm on it. So I think this is what I would like to achieve, where, you know, by talking about it, it will help. And we all here, and we're all in this together. And I told that to Kuya also in the chat. You're not alone, and you need to feel that I'm feeling that. When Kuya posted, like, sometimes he pushed people away, and that's completely normal, and that's how you manifest sometimes. And again, if you don't admit it, and if you don't accept it, and you don't recognize it, then we will not learn. And I really wanted to be able to make an impact with the education about this depression. But generally, it's all about mental health. That's all.
Okay. Let me say something. I really appreciate Kirby. When I posted something online, he was the first person to message me, letting me know that you will be okay. You need to meditate. I don't meditate. I couldn't concentrate. It's just not working for me. But this discussion is really helpful. Okay, I think someone just came in, and it's Giselle Uy. She's also one of the celebrities in Cebu City, an international
Hello,
actress.
everybody.
Good
morning.
Good morning. And I think
Morning.
Neil has something to say. Neil, go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. Just like what Don said a while ago, I'm not really sure if what I experienced is really depression or anxiety, but well, it's very seldom we encounter death in the family. Probably it's the genes, no? But we kind of tend to have a long life, like the like that. So when my when my mom died, it was really really very. It's like it's something that I never experienced before. So I went through a very deep loneliness, and though I have my family to lean on, they are with me. But it's just that it's really different when you lost someone very very close to you. So the way I did it, it's a good thing that as an artist, I have other outlets to go to. Like I realized I'm going back to sketching, but I don't want to go back to painting because I may not be able to finish a lot of things and just focus on painting. No? So, but still, right now I feel that I'm beginning to feel better. But still, my mom's memory is still here. good mates to be mates, and I really don't know. But that's why I'm here is because to listen to other guys. If what I felt or what I'm feeling right now is just the same as what you guys are feeling also. So basically, that's it. Uh,
Perfect. Who can share his or her experience on depression? Okay, we have Sonny Dolorosa on the line.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me, guys?
yes.
All right. Anyway, good afternoon already here in Kyoto. Yeah. Though I'm not an authority to talk about this thing, but then I believe that each and every one of us, one way or another, came through depression, anxiety, or whatever. But the problem I think with depression is the misinformation and the wrong beliefs of different people what it is, because at the end of the day, depression, anxiety, panic attack don't have a face. You see people, they're smiling, but deep inside them you don't know how deep sad they are.
Exactly.
That's why you'll just be surprised one day your very good friend who's a happy, jolly person who always very positive, who has a positive outlook in life, and then suddenly they committed suicide. So everyone will be in shock, like, what happened? I wish I could have been there. I wish uh, he's my good friend. I could have told him to do this and do that and listen to me, and I could listen to him or her. But kaput, it's all ended already, and no one can do anything because the person who suffered this thing is all alone by himself, like uh, all inside himself or herself, screaming at the top of his lungs, and no one even knows it, right? I think from there we have to. So that's why this conversation is really good, so that in a way we can tell people not because you see someone is smiling and they're happy. I myself have experienced a lot of kind of depression and anxiety attack through many relationships, through dealing with people. Like recently, because of the pandemic, and then I have to move from Thailand to Japan because I got married to a Japanese lady, and then I saw all my friends that I left in Thailand, in Phuket. They're all struggling, and everyone is financially unstable. They don't know what to do, where to get their food, where to get money to uh, to support their family back home, their own family if they have their own family there. So it all sums up to to your outlook in life and the moral support you get, because not everyone has it, and not everyone as an individual has different characteristics and heart to share something personal about themselves. So I think with me, like what I do, every time I feel something really bad about me, because I could remember there would be sometimes I go to the toilet, I couldn't even pee, and I have like what do you call this? Uh, I'm shaking, or the things that bothers me kept on going into my head, and I wasn't even thinking about it. Something like that. So my I I think the only escape that I got with, even if I was not getting any professional help, was my work, my friends, and my family. But I know most of the times some people don't have all of these, or even if they have this, like you mentioned earlier, Kirby would make some people uh turn your back on me, because I don't want to deal with this thing and whatever. And denying depression and anxiety and the feelings that you have inside is a very, very big problem that could cause and lead to death. And to lose someone because of suicide is a very bad thing. And I have experienced it too with some good friends of mine. I'm just like, oh, what happened to her? And I couldn't even show support. So I think this is a good platform and a good conversation we're having right now to finally share to people, tell them that we need to talk about this. And one more thing, like I felt like going to fitness and really loving yourself, being healthy is a good thing to at least help if you're coping up with depression or anxiety. Because me, sometimes if I'm not feeling well, I'll just hit the gym, and then for maybe 2-3 hours I'll forget whatever I'm thinking. I think that's it for me.
Same
Thank you
here.
very much.
Sometimes if I really feel lonely, or I go to the gym. So uh, at least 50% of my life is going to the gym.
Great. Giselle, anything from you? Do you have any experience or a friend who is suffering from this, or just a drama-like situation with a friend? And tell us something about it.
Well, I really don't know what to say because my experience, like in my experience, there are times that I'm really down, and there are times that I'm so happy. Like there are times of the day na I would feel so sad. I don't know what's happening with me. I just feel so sad suddenly. But then when I feel that way, what I do is I would like find an outlet. It's just
Mm-hmm.
good because I'm a singer, and there's a platform
Right.
for us to do
Mm-hmm.
that. Like I do live streaming. I
Right.
have Kumu with me. At times I also do some Facebook live. And then
Right.
also I have two kids, like little kids. So I don't know if what I'm feeling is really depressed, or maybe it's a byword naman good that people are using right now. I'm depressed because it's like this. And we mistake depression from maybe being tired or
Right.
lonely, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Anxiety. So I really don't know what
Exactly.
I'm feeling. But there are times I would ask my husband, I think we should seek help, advice, what I'm really feeling, or maybe it's just because of maybe I'm also burned out with my daily routine. Though I'm happy, so okay, go ahead. Like now, I have my kid right now. Like there's no time for
Mm-hmm.
me to like take care of myself. So every time I feel that way, what I do is I go to my little corner in the house and just do live. Like I can sing there for like 1 hour or 2 hours. Or there are times I would surround myself to really positive people. That would help. You surround yourself to people who are positive, who have positive outlook in life. Kasi if you would go to people who are also very weak and all that, they will just give you advices, and it would just make you feel weak, and all the more feel down. But also prayer is very helpful. You really have to pray and pray and pray and let God, because that's what I do. That's what I
Yeah.
do.
I think I'm lacking on that part or in that aspect of praying.
um,
Thank you, Giselle.
Sometimes. Yes, Don.
That really helps. And David or Sukunta, what can you say about these stories of our friends here?
Well, I admire your unique stories of these depressive situations, no. And like what Giselle, yeah, I admire the strength, no. And like what, especially of course with how each one of you strive to look for ways on how to cope, on how to deal with what you are feeling internally. You know, that is actually a hallmark of a better recovery, okay, from this negative emotion. But siguro I'd like to highlight on what Giselle mentioned about she doesn't know whether it should warrant uh, a session with a professional or not. Di ba? Kasi we use depression to define the sad feeling or the sad emotion, sadness, okay, that we are experiencing. But siguro for the benefit of everyone and for those who are watching, no, maybe we can define what are the symptoms of depression that can warrant a visit for, or rather a visit to a professional. When can we say that we need help already? When can we say that our personal coping is not enough? right? So I've encountered a lot of clients wherein they just simply don't know where to go. No, the feeling of hopelessness, and this is one hallmark of clinical depression. Okay, when you wake up in the morning and you feel like you don't really look forward for the day, and you just feel this overwhelming feeling of hopelessness, and at the same time it's partnered with physiological symptoms such as, there will be days wherein you just don't want to get out of the bed, just want to lie down, and you feel like you have low energy, and you don't have motivation in pursuing pleasurable activities. No, we have our own way of doing pleasurable activities, maybe eating, maybe doing the hobbies that we love to do, and things like that. And I myself experienced these symptoms, no, and it's very important that we also consider the timeline. Okay, let's say for example, I always keep a journal so that I can take down these episodes. No, I can monitor the episodes. No, kasi it's normal. No, I'd like to reiterate this. It's normal to feel sad. It's normal to feel lonely. And the fact that all of us are aware, this is a sign of good and stable mental health. No, kasi mental health para yung parang physical health, no? Parang you always check yourself then once in a while, and it's very important that you write it down, you journal everything. Let's say if you feel low, you feel depressed, ngayon sulat mo. Okay, because for us to identify whether or not you are actually suffering from clinical depression. Okay, we will look into the symptoms, and we will also look into the timeline. Okay, how often do you experience these situations, and when was the first time you experienced these feelings, and ilang linggo na ba, ilang buwan na ba? Then there we can come up with somehow an idea on the kind of mood disruption, mood disorder that you are experiencing.
Right. Thank you, David. It's very helpful. And before Sekunta says something, I'd like to welcome our two other new guests here. It's Dennis and Joey. Joey is working in a cruise ship, and he's a media manager, and has been working abroad for more than 5 years. And he's also an entrepreneur. So welcome to the show. And Dennis, say hello to the. Say hello to this.
He's a friend of mine.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and thank you for having me this morning.
Great. Sekunta, you have something to say? Go ahead.
Yes. So I'm very happy that David is here because he enabled us to understand from a clinical point of view what could be the symptoms, and I do believe that there are some common symptoms for any type of mental disorder, I would say. And at the same time, I also believe that we're all unique people, and so sometimes it doesn't materialize the same way. And it's also very important to listen to ourselves, because I believe that deep inside we know when something is going wrong. We don't need people to tell us, we know. And when we know and people don't tell us, even more we don't want to talk about it. So it's hard to see how our neighbors, our friends, our families, whether they're going well or not. As you said, sometimes you just wear a mask, and that's also because how the society is made, you know. And I don't want to say, but I will say it, Asian people, especially, we have a high pressure. I think it's cultural, of being successful, whatever it means. But we do have this pressure.
Yeah, I agree.
And so even unconsciously, we have to get there. So if we think we're failing somewhere, we're not going to talk about it, not immediately, and even less to people who are close to us. So I think this is key indeed, to talk, to, as Kirby was saying, to be self-aware. Being self-aware is the very first step to self-healing. So I believe this is very important, and because of that, I want to share a story. 2 years ago, where do I start? I'm divorced, and then I've been divorced for 7 years, and then, I'm 41 today, and I was thinking, oh my God, I've lost like 18 years of my life with someone, and I don't have kids, and it's not going to happen again, I think that the more you get older, the more difficult it is to meet someone. And then I meet the perfect guy, and then he was living in Singapore. I was meant to move to Singapore in September 2019, and then the guy died from a heart attack. So, you had no hope, and then you get this amazing thing happening to you, and then it doesn't exist anymore. And then I'm going through a burnout at work, and beside this, I was already doing life coaching. And what did I think? I thought, oh my God. One, as you said, David, all the symptoms, feeling lonely, hopeless, all of this, I did feel it. But then unconsciously, there were another thing. How can I talk about this when I'm a life coach and I'm supposed to help others? So I put even more pressure on myself, and I couldn't talk to my friends because I thought, what are they going to think of me as a life coach if myself is going through such episode? Is it going to affect my credibility as what I do for a living in life? And so I felt really, really lonely. But at the same time, I know myself very well. So I know I was going through something that I couldn't deal with it by myself. So I went to see a psychologist. It really helped. I didn't see him for long, but at least I could talk out everything I had on my chest. Everything. It was the first time I experienced having a therapy with a psychologist. Honestly, I talked. He never talked back. Never. But that wasn't the point. The point was that I needed to release that, and by saying it to someone, made me self-aware. And then I realized, Kirby said it too. It's all of this I think, mental disease are from the mind. So being a yoga practitioner, then I understand how it is important to control, to master your mind. And it goes through your lifestyle as well. So I was asking myself the question, what in my life is making me feel like this? Work. I wasn't aligned with what I was doing at work. I just lost my partner, and I was like, am I really gonna resign from my job? Maybe it's too much, to cope with. But it was the key. I thought, well, since I feel hopeless, since I feel like everything is not working the way I want, let me take this decision now, because I feel I am at the bottom now. So, okay, then I resigned from work. And honestly, it helped. The day I decided to resign, I felt lighter. So I think your body, even if mindfully, mentally you can't say it, your body tells you where you are. And it's very important to listen to our body. I think the body is even the first, to my experience, the body is the first symptom that you can see, that you can see physically. If people can't see it, you're not sleeping, you're not eating, you feel like, how do you say? You feel that something is tight in your stomach, in your throat, then something is not normal. Then You can either seek a professional or you can maybe start talking out with friends if you feel comfortable with it. But I just wanted to share that in my case, close people, impossible. I just couldn't talk to them. I had to talk to someone I don't know. So,
can I echo with that? I think I wanna comment about Giselle, David, and what's your name again?
Sukunta.
Yes. So I think it's beautiful to really hear everyone. This is really the nature of human being, and it's perfectly normal. One thing that I have learned from my therapy session is reactivity and judgment. And echoing to Santa's message, I think for Asian, we have a lot of this reactivity and judgment. We like to think over and over and over again. We react so much to like what Giselle is telling, like, oh, what is this? What am I feeling? Like trying to understand what it is. And that's where the pain comes in, because we react so much. What I have learned from my experience is that if you feel something, then you practice the mindfulness. And if you're feeling that, accept that, do not resist it. And that's where you will really practice mental health balance. It's exactly when you do your fitness. If you want to have a big biceps, then if it's sore, just accept the soreness. It will go away. But if you will resist it and you will try to figure it out how to get it away, you will suffer. And I wanted to really share with you guys, because here in the US, we have winter season and we have seasonal depression. And people, I had experience in my life that those times people will rely on alcohol or drug because there's nothing to do. It's so cold outside, right? And if you are not being mindful, you are just reacting it, then it will cause a lot of health problems. I would like to recommend everyone to practice mindfulness, as what David said. You know, if your mindfulness approach is through writing, by writing you have a focus on that situation, then you are practicing the mindfulness. And gratitude. I think gratitude is very important. It is something that you will realize that you're living in the present. It is something that you will practice to realize that what you have, and you can focus on it. And it will help so much. Like during the winter season, I will always be trying to be grateful. Like I have a heater, I have a food, I have a comfortable place to stay, rather than I'm resisting. Oh, it's so cold. Oh, it's just like, oh, I don't like this weather. Again, that is something that I don't have control. And I think this is something that I would like to really share everyone, that the reactivity and the judgment to ourselves, if we can be mindful with that, it will help so much. And with the mindfulness practice and the gratitude, day by day it will improve. It's not easy. It's not for everybody. And like I like Kuya said, okay, meditation is not for him, and it was not for me at all before. But I think if we start to educate people that it's fine, you're feeling this one, and it's okay to go through with this one, and just don't don't judge yourself like, oh, I'm feeling this one, I'm different. I think that again, we're putting a lot of layer, and as I am so I'm so happy that I have a connection with God. And again, that really connects to everything, like body, mind, and soul. And I think if you have an understanding of your truth of your being, if you understand why are you here in this world, and if you understand your existence, then you have that purpose, and you have that understanding why you're here. And your mind, I want to emphasize this, and I think it's very tricky to a lot of people, but one day I hope you will understand, you are not your mind. So I want to repeat that. You are not your mind. If your mind is telling you you're depressed, if your mind is telling you you are not beautiful, you are sad or whatever, you are not you. It's not you. Why? It connects going back to your truth of existence as a spiritual. You're created in the image of likeness of God. You're perfect. You're enough. You're loved. And that's why if you practice the mindfulness every day and gratitude, slowly you will realize, I'm okay. I'm okay, and if you want to change people, you have to start to yourself, and it will just reflect to others. And that's the passion that I have right now. It's a global mission to heal yourself so you can heal others. And this is the starting to talk about it. So yeah, thank you so much, Kuya, for doing this.
All right. Thanks. Carlos,
Can I
do you
ask
have
a
something to say?
question? Can I ask a
Sure.
question first?
Okay,
well,
you go first. Okay.
okay. Oh, so sorry, sir. Okay.
No, it's okay.
After my mom's death, I felt this. I still have this guilt on me that I believe I wasn't a very good son. No, but the thing is, right now, though, what I feel is I want to keep this pain just to remind me that you know I want to do good things to others because I wasn't very good at my parents. I mean, I'm not a perfect son, but I believe that I've done something good also. But there's this guilt in me that probably I could have done more. I could have done more, and then no, I'm crying. Sorry. So that's it. Is it normal that I keep on this pain just to remind me that to do good things to others? Yeah, that's anyone can answer, please. I appreciate that.
That's
David?
actually a good question, and it's a valid one. Well, first we have to define, we have already defined what depression is. I think, sir, what you are going through right now is what we call grief. No, grief and depression have very similar manifestations. Now, however, we have to understand that with depression, sometimes there's just no triggers. There's no what we call precipitating factor. No, walang nangyari sa iyo. You just suddenly felt very sad and very down. However, in your case, sir, you have been circling around the death or the loss, that you have experienced, and that is valid, sir. Grief can actually take years before it gets resolved. So it varies depending on the person. There's what we call even a 10-year grief. Can you imagine? Okay, you've been carrying that grief, those negative feelings, the guilt and everything else that comes with it. Now, normally guilt is not actually present in depressive symptoms. So I believe, sir, that you are experiencing grief, and I'd like to share that, of course, mental health practitioners, clinicians can actually help you address that grief as well, sir. You also mentioned that you wanted to keep the pain. You are keeping the pain because somehow it translates to you being a better person, right? And you know, it's funny how unique everyone copes with their sad experience, what they call the things that happen in their lives, be it positive, be it positive or negative. No, but yun, I think that you are doing an awesome job of
Okay.
Freeze.
Freezing. It's frozen. Anyway, David is
It was a nice answer. It was a nice reply.
very nice answer, and I'm very happy to have you all here with all these expertise on and how we cope up. Actually, it's not cope up. How we cope with depression. And Carlos, you were trying to say something a while ago.
Yeah, after hearing everything, I wasn't still. I'm not aware of if I'm experiencing depression or not. Depression is very elusive. We all know that depression is a common medical illness that affects our feelings, the way we think, and then the way we act. Right? My first question is, it's very difficult to admit and to accept that you're suffering from depression. So how would you gonna tell your friends or your family that you're suffering from depression, where in fact you yourself you cannot accept or admit that you're suffering from depression? That's one reason I want to know, or maybe someone who has answered with that, because based on my experience before 2018, I think I suffered depression, but I wasn't aware that I'm experiencing depression because of family matters, personal matters, career, love life.
Yeah.
It everything like at once, death also. But I didn't tell anyone what I feel, or is it really depression? But when I read all the symptoms of depression, oh my god, I think I was suffering depression. But I did not tell anyone, and I stayed in my room like for months. I did not go out. I didn't see my friends. When in fact, first you have been judged already before you tell your friends, right? With one thing, I don't wanna tell anyone already what I had. Whatever problems that. It's like I felt like everyone is turning at my back. Like no one is talking to me. My good friends for 16 years or 17 years, they just left. My only That's the time when I go back to say my rosary. And then I did not even talking to my family, even talking to my family, friends, I did not, because I was judged already. And then it's really depressing. No, I'm using the word depressing also because there's no one on your side that you're gonna tell your story because you have been judged already before. In every story, you always be the evil, right? Unless they know what the real story. But I didn't know how did I cope up with the depression, or I think it was depression or not. So I don't know how did I cope up with my experience at the time. So I want to know if when is the real time to admit, to accept suffering from depression before you get treated. But we need also to admit that we're suffering depression. Am I right, David? Right. Okay.
Right. Who would like to answer that question?
I think Sonny has something to say. Go ahead, Sonny.
Yeah, I'm not really about to answer that question because I'm not the proper authority to speak about it. But then going through what Kirby and Carlos have said or earlier, yeah, I agree with that. When you are being judged because in the Philippines, like what I said earlier, that
Maybe
there are
before
really
I
many
comment
misconceptions.
on Carlos sharing, no, I'd like to I got go ahead, Sunny.
Yeah, there are many misinformation, misconception about mental health, depression, anxiety, and everything. Because like as Filipinos, sorry for our friend from Cambodia, we will say like, baliw lang yan. Sira ulo yan eh. Mga ganon. So going through that, like, and we can also say, I got one question. We can also say that we talk about going to psychology, psychiatry, seeking professional help. But at this time of pandemic, or even at not this time of pandemic, what is the price to pay to seek professional help? Because not all can afford, I think. That's number one. And going through that, what Kirby have mentioned earlier about the seasonal depression, and I feel that too, because I am in Japan right now, so we have seasonal thing happening in here, and I felt that one time, like, cause I stayed in Thailand for many years, and sometimes I feel it, but I feel it only during Christmas season. But here, when it's cold weather already, it's a fall, winter, and spring already. There's this feeling of emptiness, sadness. That's why I could remember when my uncle said that the best countries that he has been to was Japan and Europe. But he always said that it's so lonely there, it's so sad in there. And then experiencing it firsthand, I said like, yeah. And then I could remember I had this conversation one time with Robert Don. Robert, right? Robatology, the famous superstar blogger. Like I think he decided something about going back to the Philippines or whatever. Like, because there's this feeling of emptiness, even if you have all the success here in Japan. And lastly, and we also talk about, I'm getting all this through in one, because I don't know if I could have a chance again to speak about the Asian and the the Asian thing about depression. Because if I could say in my opinion, like, at least the Asian people, when we get depressed, we only suffer by ourselves. You take it all together through yourself. But in Western countries, the difference, I think, is that when people had mental health, they shoot other people. They go out and do a killing spree. At least if there's any consolation about depression about Asian people, this is it. And lastly, to sum it up, I think though it's not really about depression, I think to cope up with it is, have you watched the movie A Beautiful Mind by what's that one? Is it Russell Crowe? Yeah, it's a story of John Nash, the Nobel Peace Prize winner. He was suffering in a what is that, psychotic disorder, something like that. Oh no. I forgot already, but it's all in his head, like what observed Kirby said. It's all in his head, but he was able to cope up with it because he, with the support of his loving wife, and how to really battle his mind inside to go through life, even if he's suffering from that state of mind. Thank you very much. Once again, like the price of getting professional help. That's what I really wanted to know. Thank you.
All right. So there. So I got my connection got interrupted a while ago. No, I would just like to address one more thing with Sir. What's your name again, Sir? White shirt. Sorry, your name is not reflected on the screen, sir. Sorry.
Neil.
Neil. Okay. So Sir Neil, you don't have to force yourself to get over your grief. You have to respect your pace in recovery. Okay, so just go through it, sir. Time is an important factor in healing as well. Give yourself more time. Don't pressure yourself into thinking that you have to have a deadline in feeling okay, because it doesn't work way, sir. So just go through what you are doing. If you are somehow rechanneling that pain into something that is helpful to your environment, to other people, then by all means, sir, continue what you are doing. I hope that that somehow addressed your concern, sir.
Very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And okay, so moving forward to Sir Carlos. Sir Carlos, your concern is leaning towards when do we say that we need help, right? When do we call for help? No, and there is one thing that separates normal from, sorry for the term, abnormal behavior. Okay, and that is number one, awareness and functioning. For as long as you can still function, you can still perform your duties, your the usual things that you do every day. I don't think that that you need immediate help. But once that you observe that you start being alone, not seeing your friends, you forget about your chores, your duties, your job maybe, or your responsibilities at home, that's already a red flag that maybe you can't really handle that problem on your own and you need someone to guide you through. So if you think that you're missing out on a lot of things with regards to your schedule and to your usual functioning, then it's time. I think you really need help.
Okay,
Great.
thank you.
Hey guys, actually we have a lot of questions, but it's not coming through the screen. But I have one that just showed in. It says, "What's your advice for people experiencing depression?" I would want this to be answered by everyone, but I'm giving you 60 seconds to answer this. But it's at the end of the show. I believe we will give a chance to these two people to speak, and that's Joey and Dee. If you have something to share, limit yourself to 60 seconds. It's like competing for Miss Universe. Yeah.
Do we hear the bell?
I will ring the bell. Okay, Dee, say something.
All right. Hi everyone. Well, what we are talking about right now, I am not sure if I've been to that because a lot of people usually
He
go
also
to
lost
me,
his mother.
especially if they are on that situation of depression. A lot of people, I don't know why, but on the point of just doing bad things to themselves, they come up to me, and I'm a person who actually, even though I have a lot of things happening in my life currently, as of the moment, because today is Father's Day. I'm an only child, but I don't have any parents right now. My mom's birthday is on the 23rd. It's on Wednesday, and that's her first death is on the 25th on Friday. So that situation for me is very big because of the things that's happening. I'm all alone. Although I'm coping up with everything that I can, especially connecting to the Lord. That's one of the things that I'm holding on. That's why I don't know if I had that depression, but I felt sad, but definitely not on the side of depression because if you really know your God, if you know your faith, especially if you know what the things that you have planned to do on 5 to 10 years from now, and all of the people who was loving you doing social media. I have different platforms that I'm doing currently. I'm doing photography, I'm doing TikTok, I'm doing YouTube. So that's I have also my business, which is also can help for people who has suffering from depression. So that's one of the things that I am doing. Also, becoming a blessing to others. On not everybody has this coping mechanism who can actually share their thoughts, especially of like Neil is a friend of mine who have actually we're talking about that because we have on the same case of losing our parents, our mom, and that's what I'm always telling him that again it's at the end of the day it's a different situation in every person, but the main point of it is if you for me what I'm always saying, especially if you have lost a parent, uh, always go to the things that makes you happy that what you have did for them is the best things that you are capable of doing, And this is the reason why might be that's the really the end of the road. And the only thing that we can do is look at the happy moments, the brighter side of everything. That I believe that there's a reason why it's happening. And I guess that's one of the things that I can actually share to people, especially those who have suffering deeply. Because here in the Philippines, not everyone, well, based on statistics, not everyone will go to a psychiatrist primarily. That's not a what I call a usual thing to do, especially from the financial side. And also on people who regularly there's a little bit of percentage of people who are psychiatrists here in the Philippines compared to other
Accepted.
countries, especially in the US. So that's the reason why people don't usually know, and this is a good platform for people to know that there are platforms that can help, especially on the coping side. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Before we proceed with Joey's experience, David Damien has an appointment at 12 o'clock, so he's going to tell you his final message before he leaves. But
Alright.
the rest of you, you have to stay with me. Okay, David, go ahead.
I hate to leave at this point because I'm enjoying the session, but thank you for all your sharings, and of course, I myself learned a lot from all of you. And siguro for my final message, I'd like to leave that the opposite of depression is. I myself learned a lot from all of you, and sorry, nag-feedback lang. Okay, delay yung audio. Alright, I'd like to leave that. The opposite of depression is I myself learned a lot from all of you. And okay, so there. The opposite of depression is not joy. It's not happiness. I'd like to leave that the opposite of depression is connection. For as long as if you reach that point and you know who to talk to, even just one person, you know, you have the skills, you have the coping skills to connect to someone, kahit sino pa yan, or whoever it is, that could ultimately turn the tables around. Okay, so I'd like to leave this. This is a poem made by someone who actually survived a suicide attempt. No, and it's related to connecting. Okay, so here, the title of this poem is Peace of Mind. And it goes like this. Have you had cold showers of pain? My friend, you've stood in my rain. Deathly feelings of loneliness, no need to feel shameless. I've been there before, not wanting to feel anymore. Your heart's been broken in half, mind still living in the past. Cold, dark thoughts of suicide. Why don't I do it tonight? Don't worry, it will go away. Learn to love another day. Put it in the back of mind, let it rest and you will find. Dark clouds begin to part, new love will mend the heart. Thoughts of suicide disappear, self-esteem will reappear. One day you'll be able to say, my friend, you've stood in my rain. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful session ahead.
Thank you, sir.
And for the days to come. Thank you
Thanks,
for
David.
Thank you very much. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Okay, we have David, a very good speaker, and we've learned a lot from him. And I believe Joey has something to say. Go ahead, Joey.
Hi, good morning, everyone. You guys hear
Good
me, right?
morning.
Yeah, I'm sorry for being late. Anyway, actually, when Uncle Don invited me to join this talk, I asked him many times, like yesterday, I guess, Uncle, and the other day, if Uncle, do you really want me to be on the talk? Because I told him, like, I don't feel any depression in myself. Like, I used to feel that before when I was like ignorant, but I'm sorry, before anything else, I'd like to say Happy Father's Day to everyone. And
Happy Father's
also, I'd like to give Thank you. I'd like to give a disclaimer. I don't want to, before I give my comment and opinion, I don't want to like discredit. I would like to apologize that I'm not discrediting or what to say or disrespecting any profession here, scientific professions or anyone who is actually feeling the word depression. Well, I believe that every person has a different source of life, has a different source of strength in life. Like for me, I'm more inclined into biblical truth. So I believe in science, but I am more inclined to biblical truth. So I grew up like a true Christian. Like I used to be in a different religion, but now I'm a proud member of MCGI or members of Church of God International. And we have in this faith, we have been taught that depression is not a sickness. It's not even real. For me as a true Christian, you only need God in your life because um, you don't have to even worry about anything about you. You don't have a job. I don't have a job for like almost 1 year and a half now. I mean, I used to work as a multimedia manager on board a ship in a cruise line, but I lost my job when we were sent home here during the pandemic, and yeah, I mean, but I don't feel anything. Actually, just to give you a background, before I joined this faith, I thought I was feeling depression. I thought depression was real. I thought depression was there. I'm sorry for guys who believe that depression was there. Like I gave you a disclaimer. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I'm trying to share my opinion about depression about this topic. So before I joined this faith, I thought depression was real. I thought it's like something that everyone should be careful, be cautious about. Every time I feel every time someone hurts me or someone would try to fight with me, I would feel depressed. I would feel sad, and then I would be doing some bad things and all that stuff. And then after that, when I got converted to this faith, I just realized and I just laughed about it, and I said, "Oh, what was I doing for almost 30 years of my life? I was just doing nothing important in my life because I didn't have God. But when I met God, I realized that it is only God that I need in my life. If you put God first in your life, then you don't need anything. You don't have to worry about anything. Like the Bible said, God said, even the birds fly in the skies. God feeds them. They don't even work. They don't even do anything. But God was able to provide them food and they live. Like there are billions of birds out there, and how much more for human beings like us? We are more important than birds. What I'm saying here, Alan, um, God, I believe that if you really have God, you have the direction in your life. Even if I like one of the current situation now is the vaccines, right, for the pandemic, for the virus. My parents were afraid about taking the vaccine because my parents were both senior citizens. And then I explained to them, why are you afraid of the vaccine? And I say, no, because there are a lot of reasons why they're afraid of it. And I said, don't worry. If we die, we die. That's already in the Bible. Like there is a specific time that God allow us to die. So if I die after getting the shot of the vaccine, then that's God's purpose. That's God's will. Then I'll be happy to die because I'll get out of these worldly things, you know. But that's my point. Like, and then my parents agreed to me, and actually I'm very happy. I'd like to shout out to my family. They are now being converted into my faith, and we are all happy, even if we only share like very small blessing, you know. But it's a big blessing for us to be part of this faith. But that's guy. I mean, with the permission and indulgence of Uncle and everyone else, I'd like to invite you guys to listen to MCGI, Mass Indoctrination. You guys, I mean, I believe words of God will heal all of all of the ill feelings that you think is real, that is there, but it's actually not. Because to be honest, you have to accept the fact that there is evil, there is bad spirits in the world, that there are bad people. Anything could happen tomorrow, anything could happen today. If you don't have God, then what is your protection? You know what I'm saying? So like it's not even it doesn't even exist in the Bible, the word depression. Like worry, yes, it's in the Bible, but God said, do not worry about anything, but about everything. pray and cry out to the Lord with thanksgiving, and He will protect you. That's it. And then I would just like to read some Bible verses that I quote, that I would like to quote in this talk. Like in Matthew 6:34, it said, "Therefore do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself." And in Hebrew 13:8, Jesus Christ, this is the same yesterday and today. So when he says one thing, it doesn't change. So it doesn't say because there is virus, the things, everything now changes. No, God is the same yesterday and tomorrow. Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and cry of thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And in Pedro 5:6, it says, cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. I guess I would say if you guys have like spiritual belief, you have to cling into it. You have to look for God. And then once you have God in your life, you don't have to worry about anything. Like, I don't have a job now, but I'm happy. I mean, I'm not saying I don't need money, but it will just come to you. Like, hey, it's already 1.5 years. How do I am able to pay my bills at home? One day, my mom woke me up and was talking to me and said, tomorrow is the deadline of our water bill and our electric bill. And I say, I don't have money. What can I do? Let's just go to sleep and let's pray. And the next morning, my friend told me, hey, how are you? And then I said, I'm good. Well, and I mentioned to her, like, and then she gave me money. I'm like, oh, thank you. And then I'll just pay you back later. Stuff like that, guys. It's hard to believe for people who are non-believers in God. But I'd like to emphasize that it's a personal experience for me and for my family. My family was straight and like really religious. We were like Roman Catholics before, but when we got converted to MCGI, trust me, like all my family, I'm happy now. My parents, my siblings, and my nephews and nieces, we're all now in the same faith, and they just converted. They just get converted this year. And I just want to share this light to you so that you guys could be enlightened also. And for those who are feeling depression, please try to read the Bible and seek help. I mean, there are available resources now. In the YouTube, you can search for MCGI, and there are like mass indoctrinations and teachings of Brother Eli Soriano. Guys, I mean, it won't take much of your time. Like even during your break time in your works or in your free time, just listen to it and then try to, if you don't like it, then just move on to the next thing that you want to do in your life. You know, but that's what I'm saying. So don't linger on the bad things, because bad things are there. I mean, it's already written in the Bible. There are bad people, bad spirits who will try to invade your peace, who will try to invade your inner peace. But if you have God, you will well protected. That's it, and thank you for listening.
Okay.
Guys, I wish I had the whole day with you because you guys are amazing. You have all these ideas, experience to share with us, and I'm certainly going to say that everybody's going to learn from you today. Before anything else, there's a question that we need to answer here. It says from Mael Payumo Dizon, what's your advice for people experiencing depression? I'm gonna ask every one of you to answer this, but I would ring a bell. It's not a bell, but when things is over. Yeah, it's like answering a question for Miss Universe. So I'm gonna choose who's the best speaker for this question. The question is, what's your advice for people suffering or experiencing depression? I'm giving you 60 seconds to give your answer. Time starts now. Okay, let's start with Carlos Miguel Dizon.
Oh my God. Thank you for that wonderful question, Don. Okay. Okay, based on my experience, because I'm not in a position, to tell the best advice for people experiencing depression. But based on my experience, first, know yourself, stay with your core, and stay connected. Sometimes when you feel alone, when you feel sad, we need to learn it's okay to cry, express your feelings that you're not okay. But what's not fine is you're pretending that you're not okay. I've learned from that mistake because I think that I'm a very strong person. I don't show my feelings because I'm a very jolly person. I'm the life of the party. When you go to school, they're just waiting for me for my jokes. But every time I go to school, no one is noticing that I'm hurting inside, that I am suffering from whatever that is depression or sadness. Because they're telling me and then stay connected with one or two persons, stay get coffee, drink coffee with your friend, have lunch, and each one of us have this coping mechanism. So even though you're not good connection with your friends, with your family, but still, the love inside that we have, still that makes us very strong person. And yourself. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for that question. Our next candidate is from New York City, and Kirby James Repolido.
Omega USA. Okay.
All right. Okay. So number one, I really want to emphasize is be kind to yourself. It's okay if you're hurting. It's okay if you're feeling that feeling. Number two, gratitude. Be grateful. Be grateful that you're alive. Be grateful that you have a good health. Number three, move. Do not stay in the room all day. Go out, take a long walk, do something, activity. Number four, community. Find your community, be it a church, be it this platform, be it your social media. The purpose of community is to give you a self-worth. This is very important because human beings, we like to feel connected. We like to feel we've been seen. And then we feel the value, we feel good. And then my last point is the law of permanence. Nothing is constant. The law of impermanence. If you're feeling this today, it's not gonna be forever. Every day is a new day. As the sun shines, it goes down. If Carlos was wondering how you got through with that one, because it's the law of the permanence. If Neil feeling this time, you'll be surprised next year you forget about this. And again, for the people watching, if you have any questions about mental health, please reach out to me. I would love to help you. I would love to be your resources here in the US. For Sonny, I know it's not really easy to get help, but I'll try to help you guys if I can. So yeah, thank you so much, Kuya, for this opportunity.
Perfect. Well said. You've improved so much, Kirby. I'm so happy and happy to have you here. Our next candidate is from the Philippines. It's Neil Santiago, related to Miriam Santiago. Go ahead, Neil.
Okay, guys. Well, again, I'm not an authority to this kind of emotions, to dealing with emotions. But what I can suggest probably is when you feel sad. This is my way of coping with it. Because when I feel sad, what I do is I pick up a pencil, I pick up a paper, and I draw something, regardless if it is something good or something bad. But I just try to scribble on something. That's it. And then, generally speaking, if you really wanna, cope up with it, still the best thing to do is to talk to somebody that you can. It may not be your close friends because you don't feel comfortable sharing your either demons with them, but talk to someone, and then ask for. You don't really need to ask for advice. Just talk to someone, just to divert your attention from what you are feeling, from the heavy feelings that you're experiencing, and it worked for me, and I believe that it will work also for you. So basically, that's it.
Thank you, Neil. Our next candidate is from France. Bonjour. Okay, our friend who is a French Cambodian. She's gonna share with you her advice on how to cope with this depression. You have 1 minute, Miss Sakuntha. Sorry, we don't hear you. I think your mic is mute.
I can't hear you, Rosa.
That's true. Sorry. Yes, I was saying, just to add on what has been said so far, I also believe that, some of you have said that we keep it in the inside and people can't see it. Hence, I believe it is our own responsibility to do something about it. We can't wait for others to notice that we're not going well. So it's our responsibility. So my very first advice would be to seek help outside. And that's why we are billions on the planet, It's not for us to cope on things on our own corner. We're here for the connection. And that's what I think is the most important. And then I will just add something about emotions. I'm sure that many of you knows that emotions is only energy in motion. So what is energy for? Energy is to be moved. It's to move you. So when you feel something, when you feel a negative emotion, let's not keep it inside, because the more it keeps inside and the more it will become a disease that will materialize on your physical body. And then, actually, first on your mind body and then on your physical body. So whether you feel anger, sad, any negative emotion, I would say express it. I'm not saying to be angry at someone, but you can verbalize it at least. Or you can go to, I don't know, boxing or something, but just don't keep it inside. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Wow, impressive. Our next candidate is from Tokyo, Japan. And Sonny Doloroso, the floor is yours. You have 1 minute.
All right. I think you have said it all. But in my experience, I always go to my core, what makes me happy, what divert my attention. I think it will always help if you have a friend, a family, a confidant, or whoever you can talk to. There's really no formula to this. At the end of the day, a person who's suffering depression is battling it all alone. So if somehow you have a friend and you felt like they're going through the same thing, don't wait for them to ask, to share. If you feel like you're ready to help and you can help, please help. And for the person who's suffering it, if you can afford to go to seek professional help, then seek professional help. But I know that at this time of pandemic, not all can afford. So like I said, in my case, I always try to go to my core and what makes me happy. And fitness is what makes me happy. As I said, happy people don't shoot people. And at the same time, you surround yourself with positive energies and positive people, or make yourself busy on other things that would make you happy. Like somehow all the people around the world are suffering the same situation with this pandemic. But then we came to realize that I'm good at music, I'm good at gardening, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I'm good at that. That makes you happy. I think it would help a lot if you know your core, what makes you happy, and who you really are, plus plus listening to people, surrounding yourself with positive things from friends, family, or whoever you are with. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Tokyo, Japan. Now let's proceed to our candidate from Marikina City. He's on and off, and that's Ray. Ray Villanueva, pasok. Hello, Ray. Hi.
Hi, Ray.
Ray, it's your
Ray
turn.
can hear
Hello.
us. Ray.
Wait.
Wait.
That is your best angle, Ray.
Hi guys, can you hear me now? I'm sorry.
Yep.
Tumatagay pa.
Ayan guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
go
Alright.
ahead, Ray.
So automatically turned off. So
What happened to him?
What happened, Ray?
Maybe it's connection.
turned off.
It's
How
lagging.
about right now, guys? Can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you, Kuya Ray.
Yes, we can hear you.
Just continue. Yeah, just continue.
Time is up.
We need
Ray
an
will.
interpreter.
Okay, Ray. Do you need an interpreter? Anyway, we'll come back to you. Let's proceed to our next candidate. Our next candidate is my beautiful, sexy, model-like friend in Cebu City, the traveler, Giselle Uy.
Thank you so much, Don. Firstly, just want to thank you for coming up with this topic. It's really very helpful. Pero I think you said it all. If I may add na lang,
Sure.
yes, if you feel like you really carry the weight of the world, you just have to really, yes, do what you love, avoid negativity, surround yourself with positive people, listen to music, do that, and of course, pray, pray, and pray. Let God, because He's not gonna forsake you. Only Him can fill the vacuum in our hearts. Yun. So just be strong and yun, just do and love what you do. Yun yung very important. Do what you love kasi it will make you happy. Then yun, everything will turn into a beautiful day. Tapos yun, everything will be beautiful and beautiful and beautiful. So there you go. Thank you.
Exactly. It looks like you're beautiful inside and out. Uh, our
Yes.
next candidate is from D. Where are you from?
From Pasig.
From Pasig
Pasig.
City. D. Please go ahead. Someone's
All
playing
right.
music in the background.
All right. For me, there's again three things that I can consider. Is first one is self-awareness, acknowledging the situation. Now, once you acknowledge the situation, you go core to yourself, self-love. So, what you can do, call to action on how you can cope with that situation. Third one is to connect to people that you trusted and open up your situation. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. That's very concise and
Yes.
very nicely said. Let's proceed to Joey. Joey, your last message and your advice for people suffering from depression. You have one
Thank you,
minute.
Uncle, for this opportunity. And for those people who are experiencing depression or sadness, and I'd like to give you an advice. I'd like to quote the Bible under Matthew 6:33. It says, "Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you." So yeah, guys, in this world there are things that even if, regardless of what people or human beings do in our lives, there are things unexplainable that we can't do by ourselves. There are literal truths and spiritual truths. So even the richest person, even Jeff Bezos, even he spent all his treasures, all his billions, he cannot grow a single natural hair on his head. So that is only that God can do. So if we do it with the Spirit of God, things will be possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Regardless of religion. Yeah.
Sure.
I
That's
saw
correct.
someone. I saw someone naked at the background. Anyway, was
Yeah,
distracting.
that's my
I'm
papa.
I'm joking.
That's my papa.
uh, Before we end the show, please do invite your people. If whatever business you're doing, you can promote your gigs. If you're a singer, if you are a coach, this is the time that they can book to have a virtual conversation with you to lift their spirit up, something like that. So let's start with the most beautiful person in Thailand, Carlos Miguel Dizon.
No, I'm not into YouTube. I should do. I have my YouTube, but for my personal thing, only for my students. So,
Tutorial
but
for
I'm,
math classes.
yeah, actually, that's what I plan because a lot of vloggers right now they into like jokes or anything. But I'm planning for that's mathematics tutorial. So I'm gonna start with that. So I'll give you the link. I have on my YouTube already, but I'm gonna give you the link. And if you have time, if everything is okay, just come to Thailand again. And Dondi, see you
I'll be
soon.
there soon. I'll be
Everything's
there
okay.
soon,
I'll
sir.
visit you
I'll
in
be there in Thailand.
Cambodia. And it's my pleasure to meet you online. And I learned a lot about depression. And thank you so much, guys.
Right. Thank you, Carlos, and I'll see you very soon.
Yeah, see you.
Um, who's this? Kirby, what's your last message to everyone, and where can we find you, or if you have some business that you want to promote, go ahead.
Nothing. I really, if you're happen to be coming to New York City, please
Mhm.
drop me a line. Again, I mean, we're friends with Kuya on Facebook. Find me there if you really want to explore more about mental health, meditation, and spirituality. So I love you guys. I thank you so much for this opportunity to share my experience and my ideas about this topic. And yes, I hope we could continue this. And yeah, just message me. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. My personal mentor, whenever I'm sad, here is Neil Santiago.
Well, okay. I would just like to thank Don for inviting me here. At first, I was hesitant to share, to join this because I'm not the guy, and I'm not the type of guy doing, discussing things in public, especially in social media. But really, uh, I learned a lot from you guys, all of you. So, as for my business, what I do, I'm a photographer. I am a graphic designer. I do accept commissions from abroad. If you happen to be interested in my service, why not? I did a lot of commissions from Cebu, Mindanao, and what else? I have had clients from Singapore. So, guys, if you want to, you can check. I'll just send the link later on my about my work. So, thank you, guys, once again. Thank you, and thank you all this for all the sharings, and God bless.
Thank you, Neil. And of course, to my very busy friend in Cambodia right now, she's in PP. She flies back and forth to France and come back here. And it's always nice to see you. And thank you for all your wonderful messages to me to make me happy all the time. And my lovely friend Sukunta, your last message, and where can we find you, and how can we book if we want to do a virtual online session with you?
Yes, thank you very much, Don, for inviting me here. I just wanted to say something first. I really thank everyone and your presence. I think it was great to hear all the experience that you shared, and I really noticed the vulnerability from everyone. And I think this is very helpful because for us all, and also for people who will watch this recording, being vulnerable does help other people to be so too. So I really appreciated that during our exchange today. And no, I'm not traveling to France anymore since 2 years. Nobody is traveling so much nowadays, but and I love being in Cambodia anyway. But if anyone just happen to want to connect to me, then you can simply visit my website. It's just my name and my family name. So sukuntailim.com. That's it. That's this for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sukunta. And we have Sonny from Japan. Oh, where can we find you aside from being in Japan? What are you busy with? Tell the world. Can we find you aside from being in Japan?
Hello.
Are you busy with?
Yeah.
Tell the world.
Anyway, thank you for having me today, and thank you for sharing.
Hello.
And thank you for sharing all your inputs onto this. I really learned a lot.
Thank you for having me today. Thank you for
And at the same time, I don't have any Facebook. I don't have any YouTube account, or I'm not a blogger or whatever. I cannot compete with robotology here in Japan. So if ever you come visit Japan, Tokyo, or Kyoto in particular, just hit me a message, and you can connect through Don to me. And at the same time, what else? The hotel I was working with is having a promo. Maybe you can visit the Japan and stay for a week for free. All you got to do is promote the hotel. Once all this shit thing pandemic are over, and then we can all go back to normal, and let's reconnect when you come here. Okay.
Count me in, okay? I'll go
Anyway,
to
you can call me
Japan.
James. I know they don't told me it's Sunny De La Rosa, but I'm best known as
James.
James, and I prefer being called like that. Okay, thank you very much, and stay strong, be happy, and what else? Stay safe, don't get sick. I know there's too many things being said about this pandemic or whatever. Just don't get sick. And there are many people who have died already, and we cannot deny this virus really. So for the anti-vaxxers, believe what you want to believe, but don't make people swallow what you believe into. So stay safe, be happy. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, James. And my beautiful friend in Cebu City, your gigs, where can we see you singing? Giselle
Are you
Uy?
sure about that? Yes, Adon, thank you again for doing this. I appreciate it much, and I learned so many things from all of you guys. But Sunny, are you sure about that? We'll not forget. James pala, James. Anyway, not really much, man. Not much with me, but you know how it is. With what's happening right now, our industry is mostly affected, so it's limited. That's why I'm thankful we have Kumu. If you have time
Right.
to catch me on Kumu, my name there is Giselle Violeta. I have regular streams. I even have a collaboration with Miss Anna Feji, if you know her. We have every Monday, so tomorrow evening we will
Yeah.
have our All Request Monday. I hope to see you there. And that's Giselle Violeta. I hope to see you there, really. Tapos, James, I won't forget that. I got excited. Nice meeting you all, guys. Keep safe always. And yes, be happy. God bless you all.
You too.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Giselle. You're
Thank you,
always
Don. Thank
lovely.
you, Don. Thank you,
Um, next in line is our friend D. Please invite them if you have anything going on with you.
Your mic is off. Dennis,
My-
your mic is
My.
All right. So again, I would like to say thank you for the invitation. I have learned, although I have much need to do, especially on sharing this, what's happening to every one of us. Well, I'm currently on a business which is connected to the mental health, which is stem cell therapy. This is an advanced technology. We just use phototherapy, which is light technology. You just have to place it on your body through acupuncture. This is it. So it helps people, especially
Wow.
suffering in this depression. This is from the US. So it's currently new in the whole world. We just sharing it, especially right now here in the Philippines, there are a lot of people who are suffering from that depression, and it really helps a lot because it is just powered by your own body.
Wow.
Right.
It's called phototherapy. So that's the reason why I always say this, that by knowing, knowledge is power. Once you know, you are capable of having that power within you, and then share it to others and be a blessing to others. And then on my platform, you can just search Dennis N and then Giriba. All platforms, that's my, even on Kumu. I also have Kumu.
Ah.
So I also have TikTok. I do crazy stuff on different platforms. So I'm a photographer too, with Neil. I'm into, again, vlogging in YouTube, and then doing some acting, funny antics on TikTok. So
Wow.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Dee. It's a pleasure to have you in my talk show. Talk show, sweet God. Joey, any last message from you, and then invite them to come and taste your IT town.
Thank you, Uncle, for this opportunity to be here. And also, I'd like to thank all of the speakers who are here. I'm not familiar with your names, but I only know Kuya Ray. But anyway, if you pass by Bacoor, Cavite, please visit us along Aguinaldo Highway, Panapanuan, here at our store, ET1 Milk Tea Shop. You can also visit our page, FB page, it's ET1 Milk Tea Shop. And yeah, and thank you for sharing your ideas. It's really nice to hear from you.
All
Sorry, I
right.
have to wear a mask because we have customers.
Okay, guys. Before we end the show, I of course would like to thank you all for being here. I know you might say it's priceless to really have good friends who have shared their knowledge on depression. I've learned so much. I think I would have to use these what do you call this one? These techniques on how to divert my mind, right? So there's a comment that says here, which is not published there, that why I do not have a lot of viewers at the moment, because my intention of having this conversation is not to gain viewers. It's all about learning, and I am an innocent person when it comes to this kind of thing. So it's very good that you gave me all this knowledge, and by tomorrow I'll be walking into the pathway, going to my office and saying that I've learned something and I'm going to implement it from now on. Thank you for the messages when I posted something about depression, and I wasn't aware that it's really this very serious. When you post something like Kirby posted me, "Are you okay? This is what you're gonna do." So now I know what to do. I'm a strong person as you are, and we are all strong, and we can survive this. And I'm definitely sure if someone is watching, and in the future, if you have friends, they will, when it happens to them, you know exactly what you're gonna do to lift their spirit up. And happy Sunday, everyone. And I'm not a religious person. Yes, happy Father's Day to all of us and to me as well. I don't have kids.
And stay safe.
Stay
Always.
safe, everyone, and
Stay
thank you
strong,
very
Don.
much.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Don.
Wear
Thank you very
mask.
much.
Stay strong.
Nice meeting
Thank
you.
you very
Love you
much.
all.
Keep praying. God
Peace and
bless.
love.
God bless.
Nice
Bye.
meeting you all.
Nice meeting you all. Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep safe always.
Second
Take
Tia,
God
thank
bless.
you. Second
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Don. Ano?
Bye.
Don, di ko kabaw mo off.
I-out ta ka. And that's all, folks, for today's live. And I hope you learned something. I know I do not have a lot of viewers, but then if you happen to see this video, this is something that you need to listen and to understand what depression is all about, and how would you be able to help others who are suffering from it. And me myself, I'm coping with this
I don't know if it's depression, but sadness, loneliness, and all. And by listening to all my friends who have given their share of expertise, I've learned so much, and I hope you do too. Keep the spirit up, be happy. I love you all. Thanks for watching. I love you. Bye bye.